הראשונים לשירותי ביחידה שלי בסיירת מטכ"ל, איבדתי חבר יקר שנפש.
Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu was heckled with "Go home" during an IDF officer graduation ceremony, as tensions erupted at the event. The Israeli Prime Minister was interrupted while delivering an emotional wartime speech, highlighting the deep divisions surrounding the conflict. Netanyahu appeared to ignore the protest and continued his message, vowing that Israel would maintain control and security measures in southern Lebanon. The new IDF officers graduated as regional tensions continue to rise, with the ceremony taking place under the shadow of ongoing conflict.
Here I was a fighter, and in the first weeks of my service in my unit at Matkow, I lost a dear friend.
Go home.
Who drew his last breath. His soul died in my arms. You lost friends and moved on because you understood who you were up against. We are fighting and against what we are fighting and for what we are fighting. We are in the midst of a war. We are in control of southern Lebanon from the summit of Abu Ulfar, and we will remain in the security zone in southern Lebanon for as long as necessary. We have no intention of withdrawing from it. I'll also show you why. I'll tell you why. We have moved from controlled territory to commanding terrain, and we will hold these strategic positions for as long as necessary. The Minister of Defense and I have instructed the IDF clearly. You have full freedom of action to thwart any threat to our soldiers or to the residents of the North. We trust you, the Chief of Staff, our command team, the division commanders, the battalion commanders, the company commanders, every one of you. We trust you to act correctly, and we are giving you all the backing that is required. And as for the wicked regime in Iran, I will only say this, with or without an agreement, as long as I'm the Prime Minister of Israel, Iran will not have nuclear weapons. We will not allow Iran to develop nuclear bombs in any way.
Israel says the real battle against Iran is no longer about regime change or nuclear weapons, but about cutting off its financial power. According to Israeli officials, Iran's most dangerous weapon is not its missiles, but the money it uses to project influence across the region. A close aide to Prime Minister Netanyahu warned that every dollar reaching Iran could ultimately end up funding Mujtaba Khamenei's regional proxies.
Every dollar that reaches Iran is a dollar that might find its way to Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, and its other terror proxies.
Israel says it is stepping up efforts to choke off the financial networks that support Iran's allies across the Middle East. Defense Minister Israel Katz argued that Tehran converts state resources into missiles, drones, and rockets. Israeli officials are questioning whether sanctions relief could end up strengthening Iran's proxy groups instead of easing regional tensions. The warning comes as Iran stands to regain access to billions of dollars in previously frozen assets. Israel has vowed to block any flow of money that it believes could reinforce Tehran's regional allies. Katz insisted that the campaign against Iran begins by cutting off its financial lifeline before confronting its military capabilities. Israel is also reinforcing its focus on Lebanon as concerns grow over Iran's influence in the country. Israeli officials suggest they are preparing for what they see as Mujtaba Khamenei's next regional move.
The Iranian threat does not begin with a missile, and it does not begin with a drone. It begins with money and the subjugation of state resources. The Iranian state, in its entirety, along with all of its resources, for the purpose of promoting the idea of destruction, for funding, and for the development of systems and threats. For decades, the regime in Tehran has built a regional terror machine based on the non-stop flow of resources to its proxies across the Middle East. Instead of investing state resources in improving the lives of Iranian citizens, in developing the economy, in infrastructure, in education, and in healthcare, the Iranian regime chose to invest in terrorism. Every dollar that enters the Ayatollah's coffers is a dollar that becomes a ballistic missile in Iran, a drone in Lebanon, rockets in Gaza, and is advanced in Yemen. Every dollar that reaches Iran is a dollar that might find its way to Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, and its other terror proxies. Therefore, the economic campaign against Iran is one of the most important battlegrounds for the security of the State of Israel. Therefore, we must not settle for what we have achieved so far. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has decided to add 350 billion shekels to the defense budget over the next decade, on top of the defense budget for force building. And this is a decision, a leadership and practical decision based on trust in the economy that has been built, as well as on the ability to manufacture blue and white domestically. Perhaps, except for aircraft, almost everything else. Where, in the end, is a limit of Israel's population size. The scope of the territory, which we saw is significant, and the scope of funding with everything we do and with budgets. In the end, it is here, and it is in space. This is a place where the territory you hold below has no meaning. Your population size has no meaning, and many other things have no meaning. And this is the goal that was set not only to be in space, not only to operate and be able to defend what we put there and to foil what others put there, but to operate from there downwards, including in disruption, which is quite early, systems disruption, and also in kinetic attacks of various scales. You need to miniaturize what you put up, to miniaturize what you launch. Today, no country has the capability to attack from space. Therefore, if I am committed to the defense establishment, the need to be among the top 3 countries in the world, there is no wisdom in being fourth, behind the 3 leaders in terms of attack, to be the leading country in the world in this capability, which, if we achieve it, will guarantee us an advantage in deterrence, in attack capability, destruction, and all other things against enemies with vast resources.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.